Hi, folks. Anahata Graceland here, and Arturo Chileri, my right paw. You said you're going to check to make sure you're visible, and I don't see you there on TikTok. So, so I'm Anahata Graceland, Royal Frenchel Frenchies, breeder for over 50 years. And I created Royal Frenchel Frenchies because the breeds were suffering, in my opinion. They weren't living as long. They had all kinds of super big health issues. And so I created Royal Frenchel Frenchies. And lo and behold, after 20 something years, it worked. They live almost twice as long, 14 to 18 years expectedly. And they also have better than 10 times the health from what we can tell. And also they are hypoallergenic and have won awards for longevity and health. So it's a pretty exciting breed. But I'm not just here to show you puppies. I want to show you puppies, but I want to be useful to you. Obviously, after 40 years, 50 years, more than 50 years of breeding, what I wanted to do was just get down home with you about dogs and share with you things that are important for you and your dog, right? That help the quality of life go up for both of you, along with showing you puppies. So let me show you one pup real quick, because that will be fun. And then also, Arturo, our topic for today is?
It's a fun play with your pup and training. So like basically how play can be a really great way to help train your pup. So stress-free ways, like just easy, fun things you can do with your pup that'll help build your relationship.
Yeah. Listen, everybody thinks of play as a good thing with your pup, right? I mean, we all know that. The reality is that there are certain things that you can do with your pup that allow that puppy to feel like it had a deep connection and that it knows you better and help you know your pup better. And there are fun things to do, real simple, like you can sit on a couch. You don't have to do some mountain climb or some big ball game out in the yard with your dog. It doesn't have to be like that, okay? It can be a 3-minute fun thing where you show them a treat and you're sitting on the couch. You have a little blanket by your side. You tuck it under a blanket and they have to nose where it is. Or you put treats, one in each hand, and mix them up, and the dog doesn't know which one it's in. But of course, with smell, they have 100 times the smell that we have. You put it out and you let them nose which hand it is. So there are these kinds of interactions actually show the involvement that you have with your dog on a regular basis, rather than having to do it at a dog park or somewhere that's special, where you have to go through a lot of putting bags together, getting things that are special to use, like a special Frisbee or a special ball, and you spend money. It can be simple daily life, right? And as you know, in the end, simple daily life is what works best for all of us. I mean, in the end, you wear pretty much the same shirt every day, right? Or not every day, but you have your favorites, right? When people know you well, they don't go giving you necessarily elaborate things. They give you the things they know that you'll enjoy. So do the same thing with your dog, right? You want to be able to just have connection, and that's the key. So, little things like you can really have fun. So you have the little blanket playtime there on the couch. You have the little treat in hands. Let's say you're in the kitchen and you're doing something, and you can do something where you have a toy happen to be there. It doesn't have to be food, right? And you can simply put a toy in the kitchen somewhere and let them locate it. You show it to them, and then you kind of move along, and then you move around in a way that they're kind of tracking you. They know something's going on, but see if you can get it in a spot that they just didn't see you do. And it just makes the day fun. It puts a lightness in your some spunk in your life, a lightness in your walk. And your dog, the key thing is your dog actually ends up feeling like it was part of your day, important to your day. Hold on just a minute. We've got a little pup crying here. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I can hold them. You want me to hold them?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me.
Is that Biggs? Yeah. Come here, Biggs. Oh, so this is little Biggs. This is one of the available puppies right now at Royal Frenchel Frenchies. I'll just put them up here so you can see them. We don't have good light here. Could you put those lights on there, please? Go over here. Turn lights on. Thank you. But we need these on. These here.
They're not.
Thank you. High.
There you go.
Higher. Can they go higher? I just want them to be able to see see,
There he is.
there is a little eye. Hi, sweetness. And I'm going to make this lighter too. There he goes. And there he is. We're getting this set up down, folks. This is our first week of doing this. And we have 2 cameras here, and we have to have it work on both. So this is Biggs. His ears haven't gone up yet. They have started to fly. They may or may not go up. Royal Frenchels have ears up, down, or one up and one down. Yeah, this is Mr. Biggs. He's 4 weeks old, almost 4.5. Okay. Maybe you can take those pups and let them play a little bit, and instead of feeling like they're caught in a container, because we don't want to do that with them. Okay. Yeah. I have someone here helping us. They brought pups in, so we would have puppies to show you. So this is Mr. Biggs. We showed him yesterday and the day before. So you can end up seeing him on yesterday's show. We go into what his personality is like, etc. So if you want to learn more about Mr. Biggs or the first couple of pups I'm showing you, feel free to do that. Run over to the other show. We go in more deeply into him. You'll see his eyes better, etc. And you'll hear about his personality and his life. So I'm going to put him down. And you want to give me another puppy, please? Yeah, the one that's been crying would be smart, wouldn't it? Okay, now this is a fun puppy. This is Ducky Valentine. And she is just an absolute doll. Her ears have started to fly. Her ears are more than likely going to go up. So you'll end up probably like that. And she's a silkie. Or in the Frenchie world, people are used to the word fluffy. Actually, I started the silkies long before fluffies came out. And so a lot of the Frenchie world took the same idea and ended up creating fluffies. So this is Ducky Valentine. Again, these pups were shown yesterday. Not going to take a lot of time on them. You can, yesterday and the day before, we went into a good depth about it. So you'll be able to see that. Okay. So that's little Ducky, little girl. And look how pretty her markings are too. Isn't she lovely? Okay. Now I'm going to show you a bigger pup. Her name is Savannah. And I think you'll enjoy seeing her. She is just a total sweetheart. She is a little micro, small. And so she's not going to be a big girl. She's a complete love. This is her brother. I don't know if you can see him. That's Benjamin Smiles. So these two are good friends. And it's fun to see the color. You can see the difference in color. Though they're the same color, they're just two versions on the same spectrum. So he's more of that honey caramel color. I mean, that light sort of camel. That's what I was looking for. Camel color. And she's more of the caramel color. Sort of like a nice vanilla caramel. Oh, that sounds good. And we're at lunch hour.
That's what he feels like.
Yeah. So anyway, these are these two. Again, we went into more depth with these pups a little bit, but I want to tell you a little bit more about them. They're really awesome dogs. These dogs are dogs that love their people. And they get special training every day, 6 days a week. And the training is called love bucket training. The training is a training that allows them to connect with a human being, have their names identified, interaction around food, interaction around 3 other generations of dogs, other puppies, so that they're really ready to go when they leave here, and they have confidence, they are ready to have a relationship of meaning, and that's just really valuable. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to put little gal down. Now, I want to talk for a moment also about another little playtime. Ones that you can just put in your day without thinking much about it, not a lot of hoopla and preparation or anything. But so let's say you're on your way to your car, right? And you just have, you make a ritual out of it. So it's a playtime, but it also forms a ritual. And let's say you want to take your dog with you when you travel, or when you go to the store, or when you go out in your car, and even have your dog in the car. If you have a Tesla, you have dog mode, and you can keep your car at a nice steady temperature. A lot of people are doing that nowadays, and that's really lovely. I happen to be one of them. So on your way to the car, you start with a ritual. You might go, we're going to the car. Now notice my hands. We're going to the car. Now you do whatever move you want to make, because dogs will learn language and they will learn signs. When I do this in front of my dog's face, it means not now, later. And they all know that, my personal dogs. Okay. And so you want to create some small ritual that's fun, that's easy. Again, this is not putting you out, not taking a lot of time. Just be consistent with the beginning of this ritual. So you use some hand signal or some movement along with a word you want to use or a statement you want to make. So it can be going to the car now. It can be, want to go outside and want to go to the store with me, whatever it is. Find a catchphrase. Use the same catchphrase when you're leaving. Use the same hand signal when you're leaving. And then on your way out the door, have some fun. They're going to run. They're going to be happy. They're going to be excited. And before they get in the car, right? Before you get to the car and in the car, them do a little spin. And, it's kind of fun. You can have a toy or you can have a treat, and you can just circle it around their heads. They're excited already. They're already mobile, and they start to move and turn around. And when they get successful at it, you give it to them. They can bring the toy in the car. They can eat the treat, and you're ready to rock and roll and move on with your day. It's just a couple of minutes, you see. And what that does is do 2 things. Number one, it's really good for you. Okay, so I really want to sell this idea because the more you put things like this in your day, the more relaxed you actually become, the more unhooked from pressure, stress, having to do things, the list that's never quite done. And it puts you in a state of mind that remembers the joy in living. And that's really, really important for your health and for the dog's health. But what it does especially well is it connects the 2 of you in a way that is like everyday life. And that dog witnesses you with people in your life from morning till night. And what it does is it connects you in a way that tells that dog, gee, I'm part of every nook and cranny of the day. It can happen at any time. I'm really important. I can be seen at any moment. And being seen like that, being included like that, not excluded, and having fun while you're doing it increases a connection from your heart. It increases and blossoms your brains together. Because every time you're doing stuff like that, your dog is always, it's made to try to connect and serve. So it's always generating a healthier pack, right? So those networks and interconnections in their brains are working diligently to do that. And you want to make sure yours is up to the up to the task as well. And this really helps that happen. So these little play times and fun times are really worth the few minutes it takes. And I wonder, does anybody here want to ask a question or have me talk about anything in particular? And also, I thought what I'd do today is show you a couple of the larger not larger, the more adult Royals as well, because everybody's always looking at the pups, but you might want to see one of the adults. So if you guys could write a little note in your in the stream, and also please feel free to write notes after the stream if you happen to see it later, because we'll go in and look, and anybody who has questions or wants to connect at all about anything, I'm happy to respond. It may take me a day or two, but I will definitely respond. Okay, so I just want you to know that. And I'm sorry for the display on TikTok. I know that I've set up for Facebook and X and all these things, but unfortunately my TikTok one is really not very good set up here. And so I can see that my eyes are not really there from the camera for you. And I apologize to you for that. You are important, but you can only look one direction at a time. So that's what I'm going to do today. Yeah. And this, let's just see if we can move this. Hold on. Why don't you move it over here, right here, so it's at the same level, and that would be really helpful.
Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah, here. There, I got it. Let's see here if I can do it.
You're still going to have... Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, so, and then we can just turn it a
story with my dog that I'd love to share.
Oh, please do.
So one of the
and
things
this is Arturo Chileri. He's my right paw at Royal Frenchel, and quite an extraordinary guy, quite a guy that can share with you about the dog food that we have also. Really, really important. We'll put the links below for it. But, you know, I was struggling with dog food, and as a breeder, the dog food has gone downhill so much, you know, all of them that say natural and super healthy and the most expensive ones. And I was even making our dog food for years and years. And the truth is that it wasn't working. I still had 7 dogs with allergies. And I went on a 2.25 year search to really educate myself about dog food and companies. And there's no regulation in the dog food industry, very, very little. And I wouldn't repeat what I learned. Let me put it that way. It would sicken you. And anyway, I ended up with an incredible dog food company. 6 months after we started with them, not one of those dogs was on medication, and not one of them had allergies anymore. But it did take 6 months for the 2 toughest ones, who had been on Apoquil and Cytopoint shots for like 4 years. So, you know, 6 months isn't too bad. And it got better all along. So they weren't really having a tough time. And transfer was pretty easy. So yeah, I know Arturo said he wanted to share that story, but he is the one that really can share a great deal about that, and not necessarily today. We'll do that more another time, but it's really a valuable topic to share about.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've just been enjoying working with Anahata recently. She's been writing a lot and doing a lot of really cool creative things that brings our attention to like what dogs are actually doing every day, and like looking at life from their perspective. And so it's made me really aware of how much my dog just adores the end of the workday. Because I mean, during the workday, like she's with me all day. She's not in this room right now because we have a variety of dogs, and I just figured it'd be easier without her right now. But she's always with me, and I'm focused. I'm working. I'm like, hold on, Whimsy, hold on. She's like, are we gonna hang out now? Are we gonna hang out now? And then I just, we do like a little head snuggle. But at the end of the day, when it's time to hang out, I go home and I just go, wham! I just make a wham, this big noise. That, like a unique way of saying her name. And she comes running from wherever she is and flies onto the couch with me and turns upside down. And it is whim time. Aww. And she gets so happy, and she looks forward to that. And I look forward to that. And it's just, I was inspired to this like daily ritual from from her. She has end of the day, like bed dog time and tea time. Like she hangs out in her bed, and she can tell you about that. But it is so sweet. Oh my God. And those dogs look forward to it. And anyways, that's one of the things. I mean, it's just fun. It's a ritual that I do, and me and Wim have that dialed, and we look forward to it every day.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really a fun game to do. It's like, rituals can be game-like.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounded like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Or I'll yell at her across the property, like when I'm out, I yell, Wham! And just in a fun way, not like, Wham, come here. It's just, it's like yelling party time. And she hears it and she comes running full speed across, like, let's go, baby, let's snuggle. It's so great. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So fun. Yeah, well, I thought I would just share with you a little boy that I have. He's a super micro. He's grown. He's his name is Scratch, and he's a snuggler. As you can see, he's already fallen asleep right in my hand. He's in the midst of being trained for me for service work. I'm going to train 2 or 3 and then make my choice for my second one. I have the little gal you saw at the beginning, Nobo, and then I have this little boy, and I have one more that I'm going to be training that I will share with you over time here. But yeah, okay. So where should we go next? Let's see. Has anybody written anything?
No questions.
No questions yet.
But maybe we show some of the adults, and
oh yeah, that would be fun.
Seeing some of the adults.
Hold on.
I just wanted to say, little Benjamin Smiles here is starting to get used to this daily thing.
Oh my God.
At 12 o'clock, we're doing our lives,
cute.
and Benjamin's like, all right, it's time for you to hold me.
Boy.
We're supposed to sit in front of the camera now.
Yeah.
Now that's what we're doing.
But you can see how chill these dogs are. This is a 3.5-month-old dog. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a puppy. This is a way puppy. Okay. These little guys are just not hyper. They're super chill, but they love to play. They love to go places with you. Royal Frenchels adore travel. They're like the best travel dog, hands down. And this is one of my old boys. This is Henry G.
Hey, Henry.
I wanted to show you some of my old kids. Henry has been a stud here at Royal Frenchel for, oh my gosh, let's see, 8 years now, 9 years. And he's just about finishing, but he and I have fallen in love, and he's going to stay for life. He's my good boy.
Yeah, he's the father of a lot of Royals out there. So some of you watching in the Royal family might recognize
What do you think, Henry? What do you think, Henry? We have his son who looks just like him. Oh my God, it's so fun. So you'll be seeing him too. And I do have another boy that is his as well, who I will be putting up for sale as well soon. So you'll get to see him. And if you wonder who it is, or you'd like to come see it, please feel free to come.
Griffey, make it in.
Or to call me. Who else do we have here? Well, we have, let's see.
Patty.
Oh,
Get
Paddington Griffey again. Okay, come here, Patty.
Can you get Griffey?
Yeah, that's who we really
there.
wanted. Okay, you're fine. Leave him down. There you go. So this is Paddington. Now, Patty is a rare Royal because actually we don't really have that many blue eyes. We do have some blue eyes, but Patty is just the second Royal or third Royal in 24 years that has actually had 2 blue eyes. And we have 2 new lines starting this year. And as a result of that, we ended up with 2 blue eyes. And Paddington is my boy. I will have him for life also. But he has a line that has started. He's the papa of a couple of litters, and that is really, really fun to see. And his antics are great. He's becoming an influencer, actually, on YouTube now in different places. It's just started, but people love him. We love him, and he's very, very funny. He is just hilarious, you know. Can you see him well? And also, folks, I would love to get some feedback. We did a show, the first show, the second show. If anybody's seen more than one, I would love to know what differences that you see that you would enjoy more of, less of, any kind of critique. I have a thick skin, believe me. At my age, you get one. And I would love to know anything that may be helpful to us to do a better job for you.
Absolutely.
And to give you what you might enjoy.
Yeah, don't forget, we have the national treasure on How to Graceland here. So ask your questions, get there, anything about your dogs and stuff. She's been doing this for over 50 years. She's a very unique person.
Yes,
to have
good boy,
available,
Griffey. So this is Griffey. Griffey is another little boy that that I will be training and seeing how he does and be making my choice, because you all may know Mr. White unfortunately passed just a couple of months ago, and it was a very tough time for me. And so you'll be hearing more about a fun project I'm working on, though, where Mr. White is going to stick around in a certain way. Anyway, so this is Griffey, and I'm going to be training him too. And then seeing really which one I end up choosing, because it'll go on for 16 years. Mr. White and Eddie both lived 16 and a half years. And so, yeah. Now, they look bigger on screen, by the way, folks, than they are in life. And that's just because it's like if I put my hand up, you see my hand looks so big. And if you put it back here, it's so much smaller, right? Well, same thing with them. If I put him here, you can see how much smaller he is. It's a good
tiny fella.
Now, he's never also been in this room, so he's kind of busy looking around and seeing what he can see. Yes, he is. Yes, sir. But you can see how little they are, and they're really fun. We have the smallest bulldogs in the world here. Yeah.
Well, our hope is that you've been inspired to
consider. Well, we're a little early. We got a few minutes left. Let's do something fun.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. Just think about the places in your day with your dog that it can create a ritual like that. I know we have a lot of fun ones here that she shared with you, and or even share them with us. What you do, that would be fun to hear.
Yeah, I mean, everybody would enjoy that.
Yeah.
Also, you can see that I vape. I had a brain disease when I was a kid. What I vape is actually a prescription, not marijuana, something else for my brain, and it works really well to go in and vape, and it doesn't harm the dogs or me. So I just want to let you know that. Yeah, so let's see, can I urge someone in the audience to ask something, or even Gigi, who's here to help us, anyone with an idea? We have 2 minutes left. I'd love to give it a really good energy at the end. We'll wait just 1 second. We don't want to lose too much of that 2 minutes. And if not, would you hold Paddington up to the screen? Okay.
No.
So you can do that.
Okay. Yeah.
You put them down, and Paddington, come on quick. Come on quick, Patty.
Come here, Patty.
Yeah, he's a good boy. Pick him up, please.
Come here, Patty. I got him.
Okay, good.
Come on, boy. Oh,
there he is. So they want to see him close up. Close up. Hold him up to the screen, she asked. Here, let me see. That's a good boy. Oops, I'm sorry. I had my hand in front of the TikTok one. Yeah, there you go. Can you see him? Isn't he beautiful? He's just a doll, and his children are very much like him. They really are. It's warm in here.
Yeah. All right.
And so I'm going to give you one more quick bite of info. A tail wag doesn't always mean happy, folks. A tail wag is like Morse code for dogs. And different wags, left, right, little bit lower, little bit higher, can mean different things. It can even mean it's on alert and concerned. So just wanted to let you know that. Okay. Much love to you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow at noon. And yeah, we're out of here.
All right. See ya.
Take care.
I need to do it, please. Thank you.
Okay.